A Gloucestershire woman who was left paralysed and unable to speak after a stroke wants more to be done to help people like her to have a voice. Bex Kemp uses some technology to communicate, but says many in society still don't think she's able to have a conversation. Steve Nibbs has been to meet her.
When your voice is taken away, being able to communicate is obviously key.
I-J-K-L.
Bex Kemp prefers to use a spelling board, looking up or down to indicate no and yes to spell out the right words.
When we get to the line the letter is on, Becky will look down, starting with the vowel, we will go across, and when we get to the letter, Becky will look down again and indicate the letter.
Using assistive technology, Bex sent me an email before we filmed about how communication problems have affected her. It's read here by a colleague.
I was particularly affected most as I wouldn't be able to tell staff if something out of the ordinary hurt or was uncomfortable that I can't just say yes or no to. If someone couldn't use the board, I couldn't ask for simple things like close the curtains or turn off the lights.
Becky has as much to say as any one of us here, and she does talk, and sometimes she doesn't shut up. We come in and she tells us so many things about what's been going on.
And so without the board,
Exactly.
she wouldn't be able to, communicate. So it's a godsend.
Bex and her parents believe the issue comes down to staff across the sector and society not always understanding how individuals want to communicate.
I can get away with answering yes and no to a lot, but to not be able to just join in a conversation is so hard, especially if you're like me and used to be a chatterbox. If someone's willing to take the time with me, they'd realise just how much I have to say.
At the Dean Neurological Centre where Bex lives, the director told me it's vital for individuals to have a voice and that technology has a role, but there are challenges.
We have eye gaze, we have controls in terms of use of pictures, iPads, so many different forums. And part of the other challenge is our staff keeping up to date with all these technologies, which is really good news for our patients and residents, but actually technology is going so fast, it's just keeping up with it is a challenge.
Bex told me that society often stereotypes people who can't speak as not being able to think for themselves either. Nothing, of course, is further from the truth. And she just wants more people to have a conversation with those in her position about having a conversation. Steve Nibbs, BBC Points West, Gloucester.
The Football League season